Hello, today we're going to try to answer the world's most useless question. What is the highest finish roll you can get in SRG Supershow? So, I think I have the answer, and before you get ahead of yourself, no, it's not in the Tornadoes or the Trios format. It is in fact in the singles format involving these two guys. These two right here. And that's all we're going to need to make this one work, so here's how it's going to go. We're going to assume a few things, and bear with me as I go ahead and try to grab all the images as I get this all ready. So, this is Bravo. Your deck may contain up to 2 finish cards with other single competitors' logos. When they're in your discard pile, they had blank text. Mimic says when your opponent increases their skills, your skills are also increased the same amount. Well, that's fine and dandy. We're going to assume these two have gotten themselves into a little bit of a long match. We'll say it's been really long. Like, it's crowd meter 7 of a Claim the Throne match. So finish rolls are +8, finish submissions not cause a finish roll, etc., etc. The only part we care about is finish rolls are +8. That's it. So, alright, with that, that's cool. So it is crowd meter 7 of a Claim the Throne. These two are the only two, people involved in this match. And, yeah, so what now? Well, a lot. So let's get into the start of it. Let's talk about what Bravo is going to be running as his finish cards. Because remember, he gets to run 2 finish cards that don't belong to him. So, first things first, we're going to start off with a little interesting finish called Byman from the Grump. The Grump's finish strike of Byman reads, your strike skill is +1 for each card your opponent has in play. When your opponent has 5 or more cards in play, this card is also a lead. We're going to assume that Ladder Down was revealed when this was hit, and we're going to assume that it is currently in play. So we're going to just stick this off to the side. Don't worry, it'll come back into play later. Aside from that, Bravo's also running yet another finish that is a little bit unorthodox, to say the least. He's running a finish grapple called Super Snap Brainbuster. Allow me to pull that one up. Super Snap Brainbuster, real simple. It's also evidently much larger than Byman. Okay. It says 1 to technique, 1 to submission, 1 to strike. I'm not going to bother reading it anymore because we only care about one thing here. It says 1 to strike. That's all we care about. We don't need anything else on this card. We're also going to be running a finish from El Lama and Mascarada Sr. We're going to be, in particular, running his finish submission. Urcha Chile Domini, or Domini. I ignore the terrible butchering of that name. I'm sure I'm doing it horrendous injustice. +1 to your skills for each submission you have in play. If your opponent... It doesn't matter. That's all you need to know. +1 to your skills for each submission you have in play. Okay. So with that, that's what Bravo is running for his finishes. What is Mimic running? Well, Mimic is running 3 finishes, of course. He's going to be running... his finish strike is not going to be his normal finish strike. It is, in fact, going to be a generic finish called Smash with a Trash Can that says +5 to strike. If stopped, lose by DQ. So he's going to be running that. His finish grapple is going to be his general finish grapple. It is called Doppelbanger. Let's go ahead and pull that one in. It says 1 to agility, 1 to grapple. Or sorry, 1 to agility, 2 to grapple. Choose 1 card your opponent has in play. This card copies its text until the end of the turn. And, just to round things out, he's also running his finish submission, I guess. This finish submission doesn't matter at all. So we're not going to bother with it. We don't care. It could be any finish submission. It doesn't matter. But for the sake of this video, we're going to go with these are the 6 finishes to concern about. So here's the thing. Every single one of these finishes are going to be in play, except Doppelbanger. Doppelbanger is, in fact, in Mimic's hand, which we will label down here. That's his hand. Up here is Bravo's hand. And I'm just going to erase that because guess what? Bravo will not have a hand for this. So Bravo will have no cards in hand at the time of the card that he's going to play. The card that he's going to play, which is going to be Doppelbanger. I'll just tell you right now, spoiler alert. Other spoiler alert. All 3 of these finishes are going to be in play from Bravo. In fact, so are these 2 finishes from Mimic. These are both going to be in play. This is important for some reasons you'll see eventually. So, aside from that, what else do we have? So, we're going to say Mimic's running some cards. He's running a pretty good set of stuff over on the side. In fact, he's going to be running stuff like, let's see. He wants a number 1 ladder. He's going to be running this. He's got number 1 ladder. He's also going to be running, oh boy. He's going to have Kingpin Punch on 13. Let me go pull that one up. And these will all have very similar effects, so don't worry. You'll be caught up here in just a moment if you don't know what these cards do. He's running Kingpin Punch. He's running Ladder. And let's see. Oh, this is far from the end of it. Just hold on to your seats. We got a lot to go. He is also running Sky High Punches as one of his skill requirement cards. Let's go ahead and get that one. There it is. He is also going to be running... Let me see. He's going to be running a number 17 Power Bomb into the corner. Let me go get that one. Here we go. Voila. Beautiful. There it is. There is Power Bomb into the corner. And oh, that's lovely glory. What else do we have here? We have as well a number 19 of Kick to the Head. Let's see. Let's go get that one now. And just kick to the head. Alright. Kick to the head is there. Let's go get Slammin' and Jammin'. Oh, and while we're at it, actually, let me go ahead and get Bravo's cards at the same time, because he's also going to have a lot of stuff in play. Again, I'll just tell you right now, spoiler alert, every single one of these cards are going to be in play. Every single one. Not a single one of these cards is going to be excluded from play. The only one that will not be in play is Mimic's Finish Grapple. Bravo's going to have a Pump Kick. Bravo's also going to be running... Let me go find it real quick. He is running on number 1 a card called 1-2 Punch. Now, you might be wondering, what is 1-2 Punch and why would you want to run this? Well, just bear with me just a moment. Maybe if you run this card in your decks, you're a little familiar with what it may be for already. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're like, okay, this is a little random. Why would you want a 1-2 Punch? For a 3-4 Punch, of course, to finish off the whole combo. Because it gives you a +1 to strike and becomes a follow-up when you have 1-2 Punch out. So obviously you want to have the full combo. You wouldn't want to miss any bit of what's going on. What else do we have? We have number 4 card of Kick. Let me go ahead and get Kick real quick. Alright, there's Kick. Alright, lovely, lovely. Alright, let's see what else we got. We're also going to be having Bravo have... Oh, he's also going to have his own Power Bomb into the corner and Dangerous Knee Assault. Let me go get the Dangerous Knee Assault. Here it is. Now, you might have already caught on to a very serious trend here. We're really, really trying to increase strike. That's a little odd, isn't it? Well, just bear with me. You might even be piecing this together now as to what exactly is going on. See, if you read Mimic's gimmick, his gimmick says that your skills are increased the same amount as the opponent's skill increases. So, if Bravo also has a lot of the same skill increases that Mimic has, then what do you think he gets in return? Yeah, that's right, he gets a lot of strike. A lot. And, it'll make sense exactly what's going on here in just a moment. Maybe it's already making sense to you. I don't know. Maybe you think this is absolute insanity to look at. You know, I can't blame you if you do. We already have that Pump Kick in there. Let's go ahead and go and grab both of their Slammin' and Jammin'. There we go. Slammin' and Jammin'. Great card. Stick that one there for both Bravo and Mimic. They're both running it. Okay. We're also going to go ahead and grab a number 21 Boss Beatdown. Another card they are also both running. Let's go and get that. There it is. Again, pretty much almost all these cards I am putting out here give you a +1 to strike. If not, they do something like that. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Bravo is running number 23. Set up the table. Because remember, Mimic has that finish grapple in his hand, Doppelbanger, but we also want to give it just a little more oomph. And thankfully, Set Up the Table says, all finish grapples, that's all, have the added text that your finish rolls are +1. So that's going to actually be quite helpful for Mimic in this instance if that's in play. Speaking of Mimic, let's go back over to him. We're not quite done with his cards. In fact, a little bit far from it. He's going to have an Impact Driver in play. To give his finish rolls a +1. You could really honestly run his own Set Up the Table here. It wouldn't matter, but we're going to just have Impact Driver for simplicity's sake. What simplicity there is left over anyway. We're also going to have Cobra Clutch. We're going to have number 22, Taking Candy from a Man. Here's that one. Lovely, lovely. Okay. It's looking pretty great so far, if I do say so myself. In fact, let me see. Yeah, it looks pretty good. In fact, actually, it just occurred to me, there is a card that I can add into this combo. See, this is how crazy this is. I actually didn't account for everything, and I'm just now remembering there are more cards to add onto this combo, because you know what? Bravo, who doesn't really have a 22 here, can run Let's Roll, which flips 3 cards, adds 1 card from your discard pile, but that doesn't matter. If either player rolls strike for their finish roll, their roll is +1. So actually, let me go ahead and add that into the list of stuff we already have, because I didn't even think about that till I was just now recording this video. +1 from Bravo's Let's Roll on number 22. Alright, cool, perfect. It's going to bump our number up by 1. We can take whatever we can get. Alright. Coolio. So, let's see. Where else were we at? Oh, there's some more cards. Right. That's definitely not it. Let's see. They're also both running this little card, Dragon Lariat. Yes, both of them. Give them another +1 strike. I do mind the mess. This is extremely disorganized. Let's see. What else do we have? Is there anything else? Oh, yes, there is some more to account for. This one's a little bit iffy. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to give Mimic a Sky High Choke. However, you could also run the number 4 kick as well. That Bravo is running. That's a skill requirement on strike. Now, you might be going, well, but Mimic doesn't have the skills for that. He's a strike 6. Well, that doesn't matter, because by the time we're done with all this, I promise you, he's going to have enough strike to run it. It will become unblanked. But for simplicity's sake, we'll assume for some reason that wouldn't work. And it wouldn't matter because, well, he can still run Sky High Choke, give himself a +1 to finish rolls. So we have his 2 skill requirements figured out. Sky High Punches, Sky High Choke. And Bravo is going to be running Kick and Pump Kick. Alright, perfect. And with that, I think we have just about everything we need in play. Alright, so with this, let's just assume that, though they don't have all their cards that they can physically have out right at this moment, let's assume that we have every other card in Mimic's deck out. So we have 30 cards in play. Same thing for Bravo, we're going to assume we have all 30 cards in play. Why is this relevant? Well, let's circle back to the very first card we put on the board, Buyman. Buyman reads, your strike skill is +1 for each card your opponent has in play. So, if the opponent has all of this, plus whatever cards they have out to get to 30, that means he's getting a +30 on his strike skill. So Bravo has a strike of 9 to a 39. So he already beats out every single trio's, strike stat. But that's not all. So does Mimic. Don't forget, his gimmick also gives him that same exact increase. So they both now have a +30 to strike. So he has a strike of 36. Well, that's fantastic. But that's not all. So let's also consider everything else that Bravo currently gets. He has a +1 to strike here. He has a +1 to strike here. He's going to have a +1 to strike here because these two see each other. He's going to have a +1 to strike here because, well, whatever his, strikes are, he's got one over here. Whoops. He's got a strike over here. He's got a strike over here. A follow-up strike, that is. So he's got his follow-up strike in play, to say the least. He's going to have a +1 to strike here. He's going to have a +1 to strike here because these two are both in play. He's going to have a +2 to strike from the pump kick. He's going to have a +1 to strike from the dragon lariats. And let's see. I think that would be all for his own buffs. So with that, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 39 strike alone off his own stats. So his strike is currently +39. Now, I don't know about you. I can't do mental math super well, but 39 + 9, calculator says, is 48 strike. His strike is 48. Yeah, that's a little silly. But hey, don't forget, that's also for Mimic. He also gets to share in this lovely, lovely bonus. So he's not a strike 6. He's a strike 45. Oh yeah. All right. Nice, nice, nice. Much better looking. Yeah, why play with these stupid numbers like 5 and 10? How about 45? That sounds a lot better. Okay. So that's great and all, but all right. So they have 30 cards in play. So what? Well, all right. Well, that's where Doppelbanger's going to come in. So let's say Mimic wins the turn. Maybe he rolled a 45 versus, Bravo's technique of 5. He's going to go ahead and play Doppelbanger. He has no other cards left in hand. All cards he has are currently in play. And you might be going, well, didn't Bravo technically win by countout? Nope, not in a Claim the Throne, sucka. No DQs, no countouts, max hand size 12. So there are no countouts. So Bravo can't win in this instance. All of his finishes are stuck. Say the ladder was down. Well, let's say the ladder goes up now. I don't know. For some reason, the ladder went up. I don't know. Just imagine in your mind for some reason it did. And I'll go ahead and pull a ladder up just so we can really envision what this is going to have to look like. All right, here we go. The ladder is up. The ladder is ready to hit. So, yeah, let's say maybe like the last card that Mimic hit in this combo. The ladder was down. He decided, well, I have 2 cards in hand. I have Doppelbanger and I have Ladder. I'm going to hit Ladder. Next turn, we're going to go for the Doppelbanger. And as soon as he hits Ladder, the ladder no longer down, ladder's up. There you go. Right, is that how that works when a player turns or hits going over there? Wait, whoops. It's this. When they hit any or hits ladder. Yeah. Okay, I'm right. I'm always right. Okay, here we go. With that, friends, let's go ahead and count up everything we have going on here. So remember, all 30 cards are in play. So this is important to note. Oh, sorry, I should say it's a +1 to strike off the finish grapple. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So 30 cards in play. That means that he has all 10 submissions. Remember, every deck has 10 strikes, 10 grapples, 10 submissions. +1 your skills for each submission you have in play. That's a +10. Awesome. So we're getting +30 from the buy man. +2, +1, +1, +1, +1, +1, etc., etc., etc. We'll also say that this is a +1, not directly to a strike, but to the finish roll. And we'll say that this one's a +1 to the roll as well, because, well, he rolled a strike. All right, back to Mimic. What do we have? We have a +1, we have a +1, we have a +2. We have +5 because of Smash with Trash Cans in play. It doesn't matter for this one. It just doesn't do anything. +1 from the finish roll, +1 to strike, +1 to finish roll, +1 to finish roll, +1 to finish roll, +1 to strike. We got +1 to strike, +1 to strike, +1 to strike. Is again, same thing with Bravo. Those all see each other and such. And wow, that's a lot of bonuses, isn't it? So there's a lot of bonuses on the board. And remember, Mimic gets to share in all of Bravo's. And because he has these 2 lovely cards, Let's Roll and Set Up the Table. Yes, they don't increase skills technically, and Mimic wouldn't be able to copy that, but the text does read that they do share. So that's perfectly fine. So with that, what does our total number hit whenever we put Doppelbanger in play and it lands, and when we choose to copy a card that is currently in play, we decide to pick all the way over here and copy Bravo's Buyman. So what that's going to say for Mimic is it's going to say your strike skills +1 for each card your opponent has in play. Well, he has 30 cards in play, much like how I have 30 cards in play. So it looks like I'm going to get yet another +30. So yes, in fact, Doppelbanger is also a +30 because you were going to duplicate the bonus because you were already sapping it with this gimmick. Well, perfect. All right, so you hit the Doppelbanger. What now? Well, my folks, here we go. It's time to count. So we'll start from the bottom and go up. We have 30 from the Doppelbanger, 1 from Sky High Choke, 1 from Dragon Lariat, 1 from Taking Candy from a Man, 1 from Cobra Clutch, 1 from Impact Driver, 1 from Boss Beatdown, 1 from Slammin' and Jammin', 1 from Kick to the Head, 1 from Power Bomber to the Corner, 1 from the Ladder, 1 from the Kingpin Punch, 2 from the Sky High Punches, 5 from the Smash with a Trash Can. The Simulacrum Clutch doesn't do anything in this instance. All the way up top, we're getting +1 from Let's Roll, +1 from Set Up the Table, +1 from his Boss Beatdown, +1 from his Slammin' and Jammin', +1 from his Power Bomb into the corner, +1 from his Dangerous Knee Assault, +1 from his Kick skill requirement, +1 from his 3-4 punch, triggering off of his 1-2 punch, +2 off of his Pump Kick, +30 off of his Buyman, currently giving me a +30 to strike since I have 30 cards in play at the time of me hitting this card, +1 from the Dragon Lariat, +1 from the Super Snap Brainbuster, +10 from Urchichile Dominai, hitting with 10 other submissions in play. And since it's crowd meter 7, we're going to also get a +8 from the Claim the Throne crowd meter, as it does say finish rolls are +8. But don't forget, most importantly of all, we have to consider what his original stat here was. A strike of 6. And my friends, we end up with the total number of 114. That's right, 114 in a singles match. That's Mimic hitting a Doppelbanger against Bravo with all this out, and well, he has all this out. Yeah, I think it's needless to say that I think Mimic may have won the match. Maybe. So yeah, that's how you get the highest finish roll in SRG Super Show as of October 3rd, 2023. What could change? Well, I've heard that there's an 18 coming out for this line of cards at some point. There's currently no 18 that does this effect exactly, but there could be since there's a 16 and 17. I've also heard that the Pump Kick line may actually get moved a little bit. Like, there might be a number 20 that also has the +2 to strike. So maybe we'll have 2 of these and we can get another +2 out of that. Would essentially end up being a +1 since it's probably going to end up taking Slam in a Jammin' spot, right? And other than that, I don't know. Whatever SRG BOSS decides to push out. So there you go. If Mimic and Bravo get into a Claim the Throne match on crowd meter 7 with the ladder up, while Bravo has Let's Roll, Set Up the Table, Boss Beatdown, Slammin' and Jammin', Power Bomber to the corner, Dangerous Knee Assault Kick, 3-4 punch, 1-2 punch, Pump Kick, Buyman, Super Snap Brainbuster, Urchichile Dominate, Dragon Lariat, along with whatever the rest of his deck is, while Mimic also has Ladder, Kingpin Punch, Sky High Punches, Smash with the Trash Can, Simulacrum Clutch, Power Bomber to the corner, Kick to the head, Slammin' and Jammin', Boss Beatdown, Impact Driver, Cobra Clutch, Taking Candy from a Man, Dragon Lariat, Sky High Choke, and then decides to hit the Doppelbanger, choosing to copy Buyman. He rolls a 114 as long as he rolls strike. Otherwise, he could roll a 10 to an 18. Doesn't it sound so funny? An 18 is so small in comparison to his strike of 6 to a 114. I know. Insanity, right? Now, before I finish out this video, I would like to give some credits to some lovely people who helped me figure this out. I would like to say thank you to Paul Trejo / Chibi for being the one to initially help me find out a bunch with this number. He helped find that Byman was really, really insane here, and also helped me with the initial, calculating of all this a couple years ago when we first did this. I would also like to say thank you to Chris McMillen, better known as Prince Butters in the community, for also pointing me to the finish submission for Llama Senior, and also pointing out some other combos we can do here. Like, for example, if you don't want to run Smash with a trash can, you can actually choose to instead run going over the ladder, ladder uprising, gathering the ladder, set up the ladder on your 22 instead of taking candy from a man. And there's another one that I'm missing here. I can't remember exactly where. And it does give you the exact same bonus of +5 to strike. It just seems that it might be a little easier to calculate it all with Smash with a trash can. So it's probably better that way. But nonetheless. I'd also like to say thanks to Drew Madsen for helping figure out that there are some cards here that we might be missing. I forget the exact ones he called out, but if nothing else, he was present in the call when we decided to do this all again. And, yeah. There you go. Probably the most worthless information you'll ever have in your entire life. Thanks!